So here we are. We have the um, lobster mushroom. I found these today in a pine forest underneath a bunch of pine needles. In fact, they're very hard. You got to look at them from, you got to walk the woods from different angles, and sometimes you don't see them until you turn around. Oh, there's one peeking out of the. But they're, and by the time they're totally exposed, they usually are rotten. They rot fast. So when you pick them, make sure they're not rotten, that they're nice and hard, and they're not hard, but solid. Um, they, what it is, it's actually the orange color is actually a fungus. It's a fungus on a fungus, but it's the lobster is actually called Hypomyces lactifluorum. Hypomyces lactiforum. And that's the actual orange fungus that covers the host. Now, the host mushroom is all the experts, all the guides say it's either Rossella, a white Rossella, or a Lacteris, a white Lacteris. It's hard to tell. I mean, basically, all the experts say you can't really tell what the host is because the, the the orange fungus deforms the host. So it kind of looks like a lacteris, but it could also be um, a Rossella that got deformed. Uh, Probably only a DNA test could tell you. But, and as most guides say, you should know what your mushroom is before you eat it. Well, in this case, you really can't tell what the host is. But what's interesting is that this orange fungus actually um, makes a non-edible mushroom edible. Now, one word of caution: even though there are no known poisonous hosts, um, all the experts basically say, don't be concerned. Nobody's ever reported a poisonous lobster, um, so they basically are okay to eat. I'm not recommending that you do that, but I always say I eat them. I eat them, have eaten them for 10 years now, and never got sick. Now, again, a word of caution: make sure that they're not too old, like they're mushy. If they're mushy, forget it. You can't eat them anymore. And always cook them. Like every wild mushroom, cook them thoroughly. Um, and, and of course, you notice how dirty they are. So um, the what happens is they are in the ground when they're pretty much mature, and then they get pushed up, and they push up all the dirt, and well, you can see it. There's dirt on them. There's little pockets, and they get dirt. So the first thing I do is take a knife and clean, get rid of some of that dirt. This is actually my mushroom knife from I think it's Finland. They're like $15 on Amazon, um, and they're great because it's got a knife and a brush. So anyway, what I do is I first, scrape off most of this, and then once I'm done with that, and if you don't want to spend time doing this, then forget lobsters, because you got to spend. If you have a dozen lobsters, it'll take you a half hour to clean the little things. So then once you get most of the dirt off, and here you cut the bottom, and see it's nice and white. Now, some people actually put them on the faucet and wash them, because the thing most mushrooms you do not want to wash, because they soak in the water and now you got mush. You don't want to do that. But lobster is one of the few, probably the only one you could actually wash in the sink. Then what I do is I take a wet paper towel, just wet it a little bit, not a lot, just a little moist. Don't soak it, and then I finish cleaning. I finished cleaning, and this is pretty clean. So now it's ready, and I would cut them up into, like, little slices like that, and I'll show you later on. And then what I do, you can put them in butter and fry them up. I don't particularly care for them that way. What I like to do is dry them. Dry them like for 15 hours, put them in a jar, and they last for, well, I got one jar that's 5 years old, and I still do.